Contingent fees, we saw this a little bit earlier. We're going to talk about that. Again, you got to understand why that's a problem. Problem because it's going to make you biased now. If I'll just point out the sentence down here, if the CPA's income is contingent upon a certain result, the CPA would be incentivized to achieve it regardless of whether or not that result is the correct one. If they say, yeah, we're going to give you an extra 10 grand if you give us an unmodified opinion, well, then even if the client doesn't deserve an unmodified opinion, you're going to be biased to want to give them one. That's not good. That would impair independence. However, you can receive a contingent fee. And this is something you may see in a question. You can do it if you're seeking a private letter ruling from the IRS. What this is, generally, you are trying to argue with the IRS about a certain tax position, and you're helping the client to try to get money back from the IRS or to say, hey, we don't owe taxes on something. Now, the reason being why this is allowed is because if you get, let's say, a percentage of the taxes saved as a result of this arguing with the IRS, you're actually acting for the benefit of the client because you're going to work harder. If they say, hey, the IRS says we owe them $10,000, and you're the auditor and you're helping out the client and saying, hey, IRS, we're going to argue with you why they don't owe you $10,000. If the client says that you'll get 5% of that, you're going to argue much more effectively as compared to if the client just says we're going to give you $50. You get a certain percentage of taxes saved. So maybe you argue even further and say, hey, actually, they don't even owe you $10,000. They don't even owe you $20,000, right? So you're arguing for a higher percentage of money saved on behalf of the client, and you'll get more of that money as the auditor, so that's okay. The private letter ruling is an official written statement issued to a taxpayer in response to a request for guidance about how a tax law applies to the taxpayer's specific set of facts. Simply put, it's a gray area in the tax code, and you're arguing against the IRS. Here, the CPA is working on behalf of the client, so it makes sense to incentivize them to achieve the best result. However, we cannot receive a contingent fee for review, examination, audit. These are going to be a fee-for-service basis, an agreed-upon set fee. But there can be things if we go over budget, right? We'll talk about that. Go over budget, yeah, that's not contingent fee. That's just, we went over budget. You got to pay us a little bit more. But there are ways to avoid that. Well, it's going to be a set fixed fee, right? Generally, it's going to say, okay, we'll give you $100,000 to do this audit. Hey there. Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material. We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.